was an unbelievable experience. Long day, but it was well worth it.
You know, undersized center like that who specializes in rebounds, defense, do you see any similarities between Ben and Jordan?
Well, I told Jordan that he reminded me a lot of Ben Wallace, which he does. But then when they asked me to speak, and one of my last comments was there'll never be another one like Ben Wallace. So I really meant that when I said it, because, you know, if you look at Ben Wallace, he's really 6'7", played center. And I thought he really broke the mold. And I told Ben, which is true, you know, whenever I go to all these high school events, high school games, AAU tournaments, I'm always trying to find another Ben Wallace. And Jordan's about as close.
So are you now out looking for the next Jordan Tolbert?
Oh, well, fortunately I still have him for about 14 more games, so, but I'm sure we'll all be looking for somebody like him. You know, he did Ben Wallace things the other night. You know, he gets 6 steals. He, you know, tries to block shots, runs the floor, plays with effort. We had no chance in that game, you know, without the kind of effort plays he made.
When you made that comparison, how much did Jordan even know about Ben Wallace?
Wow. You know, I laugh about that because I was with Chauncey, Ben, Rashid, and Rip, and Lindsey Hunter, and Mike James. So, you know, a lot of the Memo core, they all came back, and they were all commenting about young kids being a lot different now, which I think is true, but you know, I just want kids that have that kind of attitude that the Pistons have, and I think a lot of our kids kind of try to be like that, but unfortunately they only know the current players. My son always says, I think you Google them up or whatever. So I always want our guys, when you mention some players, and you know, that you admire so much, for them to look them up a little bit, whichever way they do it, and they can learn about them.
With the guys you lost last year, rebounding could have been a concern coming into the season, but it's been such a strong point for you guys. What is it about this team that makes them such a good rebounding team?
Well, we have Marcus, Ben, and Sterling back, you know, and those guys. We've always tried to rebound the ball, but then you add Jordan, and you know, I get on Shake all the time, and our guards to, you know, rebound. But we always try to rebound with 5 guys. That's always been a goal of ours. But obviously, you look at the stats, great rebounders, people that the NBA consider great rebounders, get 1 every 3 minutes. Jordan's doing that. Ben's become a much better rebounder. I think, obviously, he's playing more minutes, but I think he's gotten stronger. Sterling's always been an underrated rebounder. Marcus, you know, we hadn't seen Marcus. He hadn't been healthy. I watched film today, and he was running so much better. And, you know, actually played 27 minutes. I think his numbers will go up. So when you got 7 guys like we do, you know, rebounding is huge. You got to limit people to 1 bad shot. That's really helped us, and then we got to get extra possessions, and you know, we've done a pretty good job in that respect.
It really seems to offset, like if you have a bad shooting night like you did the other day, that can really turn things around for you?
Well, it helped, obviously, but, you know, we defended pretty well. I don't, you know, Tulane didn't shoot it as well as they normally do. I hope we had something to do with that. But we didn't match their intensity for about 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden, you know, we picked it up. But you look at our schedule, and every game gets harder and harder. And so all those things that we pride ourselves in doing, rebounding, defending, sharing the ball, you know, we got to really do a better job. I don't think we executed really as well as we have been offensively, but I think they had a lot to do with that. Their energy was great. You know, defensively, they changed up a lot and did a great job.
Considering the quick turnaround for the Houston game, was that more minutes than you wanted to give Marcus with that ankle coming back?
No, I want to give him more. No, this is like preseason for him. He'll be fine. But, you know, Ben sprained his ankle, so we didn't have much choice, and Sterling got in foul trouble. But I watched Marcus run, and he ran really the best he's run all season. And then he's had a pretty heavy workload off the court, you know, academically. And then he was a little under the weather. Our whole team was sick. You know, we had a lot of people prior to the Tulane game that were sick. So, but Houston has a quick turnaround. You know, they played Connecticut, so I don't want any excuses before we play.
How's Ben's ankle, and how's the sickness in terms of, or how's the team in terms of getting over the sickness?
I think, you know, I'll find out. I hadn't talked to Ben, but Warren said it's a slight sprain. You know, he played with it. I think all these kids realize, you know, little Nick's been playing hurt. You know, Marcus has been playing hurt. Jure was sick. You know, our whole staff basically got sick. Jake and David, Jure, Ben Amalagu, they just went through the whole team. But when you're limited with numbers and the games are coming quick, you gotta sometimes fight through some things.
Will you have some football players today in practice?
I don't know right now. You know, Chad and I have talked about it. We're going to work some out. You know, we just need people to practice. And, you know, June let me have some. Chad's been great about it. I just want to see how things go. You know, we have such a quick turnaround that it wouldn't be fair to them right away, but we're going to work some out and see how it goes.
Anything else? Good.